everyone, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a build based off the true meaning of Easter, which is how Jesus died for our sins on the cross and then rose again on the third day. So let's get to it. If you've been here for a while, I like to do this build every single year and basically just a different style, same thing, just different font basically. Because I really feel it's important to come back to what the true meaning of Easter is and how important it is, truly how amazing it is. I just find that it's honestly almost, I guess I could say, hilarious how the most important, possibly, debatably, the most important day of the year is covered up by bunnies and candy and, you know, the Easter bunny and the little chicks, which, don't get me wrong, that is adorable and that's fun. I don't think that having fun on Easter is anything of what Jesus would want us to do. I think he'd want us to celebrate. He'd want us to keep him in it, obviously, because that is the true meaning of Easter. And I think that all that stuff is super fun and everything, but we always have to come back to and start at what Easter really is, and the true meaning of Easter, which is how Jesus died on the cross for us, got beaten so badly, and then was hanged on the cross and died for us in that horrible, cruel way. That is just amazing to me. When I'm sitting here thinking about it, like, if you just like pause the video right now and just take a deep breath and really just think about how he died for you. If there was nobody else in the world but you, he'd still die for you. How crazy is that? How crazy is that we have such an amazing and beautiful God that he loves you so much that he would die for you, just to save you, because he loves you that much. That is just amazing to me. Every single year I build this build, I always think about that, and I'm just so grateful. So yeah, that is just a crazy thought. And then of course we have to have the tomb, which Jesus was risen and his cloth was folded perfectly and it was pristine white, or clean at least. I don't know if the cloth was white originally, but because I don't think they probably didn't have white cloths back then, because I think you have to like bleach that stuff now. I have no idea, guys. I'm not I don't know. But we have the cloth folded up on the tomb, and also the big gigantic boulder was rolled away, which is crazy, because obviously I was thinking about this too while I was building this. I was like, obviously the people had to close the tomb after they wrapped him up, and how did they even do that? They must have had a lot of people pushing that big stone in front of it, which is crazy, and then an angel just pushed it out of the way with ease, which is crazy, and left it open. So, but I was thinking about that, I was like, that must have been a very heavy stone to roll back and forth. Obviously you'd only roll it once. I do this build every single year, and I enjoy doing it so much, not only because obviously it's the true meaning of Easter and I love to share that. I don't think anybody else does this, at least for Bloxburg. I haven't seen anybody do this, but I just enjoy to do it so much because, yes, spring Easter builds are fun. I don't want to go in there and build like a big bunny, or I don't know what you'd buy, like build like a Easter egg, I guess, because that's just not the true meaning of Easter, and I don't want to make it as if it is, which obviously it isn't. Another thing that I love about this is that I get to see how my building has improved so much just in 3 years. Like, it's a crazy thing to me how my coloring has changed. Obviously Bloxburg itself has grown a lot since then and has changed and everything. Like, it got bought and everything like that. But me as a builder, I have grown so much in my building, and just the color schemes and everything like that has just grown so much, which I'm very happy about. I feel like sometimes it's difficult to see if you've even grown sometimes, especially if you're kind of a slow builder like me. However, this build only took about 2.5 hours, I would say. Part of it I didn't film because I forgot. So, yeah. So for the landscaping and everything, I did look up kind of what the area might have looked like, and I don't know, guys. I have a hard time going away from, you know, beautiful landscaping, very lush, beautiful green. Like, I have a very hard time going away from that. So I did bring some cactuses in there, and I also did some sand, and then I did like a gravelly path going up to the crosses, which I did like a side path, which I really did like. Not only it was going to be really good for the thumbnail, because it was just gonna be so easy to take a picture of. Sometimes with my builds, it's so hard to take a picture of for the thumbnail because it's so big, there's so many different angles, it's not gonna show the perfect thing. But this build was perfect for that, so I was really happy about that. And then honestly, this probably, I don't know, I can't say is my favorite because the one I built last year was really good, which you guys can go watch on my channel if you want. I should actually put a playlist of these on my channel because I have 3 of them now, which is crazy to me that I've been on YouTube this long that I have been able to make 3. By this time next year, I'll be on YouTube for 3 years and I'll be building this again with a whole new style, whole new, you know, area of building this. Now, when I first built this, I actually didn't build a path up to it, the very first one that I ever built, but I did like how that one looked when I was looking back at them, and I was like, I bet I kind of want to make like something like that, but I want to have a path going up to it, and I really love how it turned out. Just kind of almost meshing both of them, I feel like, and making this one was really nice, and I feel like it really does look like both of them combined did, I feel like, with the color scheme and kind of the layout of the build. This whole entire build was so much fun too because I just got to go crazy and wild with all of the landscaping, which I love. And while I was doing this, I realized how much plants we have. Like, I was going through, I was like, oh, that would be good, that would be good. Because what I normally do is I go through the plants and I just take out whatever I want, and then I'll color it, and then I'll spam it everywhere. But I was going through it and it just felt like I was going through forever because there was just so many plants I could use in this. So that was really nice, especially since I had to use the cactuses. So I feel like they should maybe add some more plants that are kind of like cactuses. I don't really know what they would be, but that'd be kind of cool. For the tomb itself, I wanted to make the rock or the boulder type thing off to the side, and I wanted to kind of make it look like it was leaning, which I feel like I do almost every time. And I really like how it looks. I don't know, it's just, there's something about it where it just looks very like kind of just natural. Like, and for the like tomb, I made kind of an outline around it just to kind of draw your attention a little bit more to it, because I guess you could call it depth. I gave it some depth, and I kind of made it 2 layers, and I made one of them smaller and one of them a little bigger, so it'd just be a little bit more, I don't know what to call it, a little bit more like there's a hole there. Guys, I don't know what's happening to actually no, every single time I try to say or explain something, it's kind of difficult. And then inside of the tomb, I wanted to kind of spruce it up a little bit. From in the past, I made it kind of just like a brick basically in the middle, and then the cloth on top, and then that was about it. And I didn't add any lighting or any plants or anything in there. But this time I wanted to do that, and I kind of wanted to change it up a little bit, you know, just add some more, really make it feel like this is like a nice overgrown kind of area. And I really love how it turned out. I just love to do the gardening on these every single time, and the flowers with these are the best because they're so much fun. They add such a cute little pop of color, and I was a little skeptical with the colors that I chose, but I feel like it turned out really, really nice, so I was very happy with that. And then for the crosses on top, of course, we had to do 3 of them, and I wanted to outline them with the beams and make obviously the ones in the back a little shorter than the one in the front. And then I also put this sign there. I was gonna do a decal on it, like with King of the Jews on it, but I was looking for some, and then I got tired of looking for some. So I didn't do it, but honestly, I don't think it looks bad. In the past, when I built this build, I did like some squiggles on it with the structurals, and for some reason that just wasn't working. I don't know. I feel like we need to be able to make structurals smaller when we place them, like in the length, but we don't have that currently, so we're just gonna have to, you know, pull through. Overall, with this whole entire build, I just absolutely loved building it. Not only was it just exactly my comfort place the whole entire time, like gardening is just so fun to me, and I just love to put all the lush, beautiful colors everywhere, even though I just love to put all the greenery around and everything. I just feel like it makes it look so almost, I feel like my gardening is almost fairy tale like in a way, and I love it. I love it so much. All it is, guys, is just kind of just putting a lot of gardening into clusters, and man, does it make a difference. It just is beautiful. Normally what I do is I put like a tree or like almost a centerpiece in the middle, and then I kind of surround that with the gardening. So maybe that would help you guys, but I feel like gardening is a pretty straightforward thing to do. It just, you know, obviously I've gotten better at it, so that's very nice as compared to my last couple years. I think last year, however, I was definitely really good at gardening, and I think my gardening then was so good. I loved it so much. I think it was very bright and beautiful and springy, which I definitely was going for this build. So, but the one before last year was like dark almost, like not like be dark obviously, just like darker colors that I use, like darker greens and purples and reds, and I don't normally use those now. I normally use like brighter colors. Recently I've been getting into the different shades of green in the tab. I was always kind of afraid of using like the super bright greens, but now I feel like it just really adds vibrance and like brightness to this build, which I definitely was going for. I definitely wanted to make this build just seem very happy, because this is, if this hadn't happened, obviously if Jesus hadn't died on the cross for us, then well, we'd all be destined to the bad place. So that would not be good. Honestly, I feel like doing these builds every single year it's just easy for me. Like, it's an easy thing to do. And it doesn't take much out of me, which is really nice. Especially, I also do the true meaning of Christmas, which is how Jesus was born. And I built the stables, I think that's what you call it, yes. Stables, where Jesus was born. And then we also have like the donkey and everything. If you guys want to go watch that, it was my Christmas video, but I love that one so much. I literally love that so much. I love it. I love it. Also, while I was researching this, I did come across some information where, like, I was looking up for like landscaping, like what type of landscaping did they have, and they said that most likely there's like a grape, like vine area. I don't remember what they called it now, but it was a specific area for like where you grow grapes back then, and I thought that was very interesting. But we actually don't have like grape vines in this game, but that'd be really cool if they added those. Maybe like in an arch and the grapevines are growing over it. I feel like that'd be really, really pretty. But we don't have grapes. Well, we do have grapes, but we don't have the actual plant yet, which is honestly kind of surprising because we have just about everything. We even have onions. So Bloxburg, get on it. I just thoroughly enjoy doing this build every year. It's not difficult for me. It's not hard at all. So I definitely recommend building it. You guys obviously know that this is not how it actually looked. Every year I obviously say like, this is not how it looked. Obviously it probably looked a lot more grim and well, like depressing. It was not probably a pretty place where people were crucified, but I just want to bring life to the area because Jesus, like, he's life, you know, and he died for us that way we could live eternally with him. So I felt like it only felt right to bring life to the area and breed a lot of gardening and everything. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed doing the gardening. This build, honestly, like, I'm kind of shocked how easy it was. I feel like every year is easy, but like this year it was so easy. Like, I'm not saying that I like skimped out, because I didn't. It turned out really good and everything, but it just was a really easy and almost relaxing thing for me to do. Gardening in itself is relaxing, so this whole entire build was very, very nice to do. And I definitely recommend doing this, even if it's past Easter or anything like that. Obviously, build those spring houses because you need a spring house in your life. Breaking news, guys. I cleaned my room. I know. What? I know, guys. You guys probably didn't know about this, but I'm not the cleanest person when it comes to cleaning my room. I'm not. So take that as you will. I know some people can't handle their room being clean. I mean, can't handle their room being clean. Can't handle their room being dirty. But like, I can just like live with it. Like, it's fine. It's mostly just clothes, but still, you know, it kind of is what it is. But I did clean it up, and it's actually pretty clean. I'm hoping it'll stay this way for a little while, hopefully. I don't know. It's kind of already dirty, I'm not gonna lie. There's a few articles of clothes on the floor, but hopefully, you know, I'll stick it in my mind that I need to clean it up. I don't know. Anyways, guys, that is gonna be the end of the tour talk time. Should I just start calling it that? That sounded very like tour talk time. Wait, no, it's not a tour talk time. It's a build talk time or build chat time. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of our build chat time, where I do my voiceover and you guys listen, build, work, watch. That's gonna be the end of that, and we're gonna go on to the actual tour. All right, so first off, we have lots of landscaping on either side, with flowers and cactuses and lots of bushes, hydrangea bushes also. Really beautiful. And then we are gonna go up here first. We have some more landscaping, beautiful flowers. We have these trees. I just wanted to kind of enclose it and make it look like it was kind of not as open. So I wanted to put the trees around it just to kind of close it in just a little bit, not too much, but just enough. Then going up, we have some more landscaping that leads us to the 3 crosses. So we have the middle one right here, and we have the sign on it. I was trying to write King of the Jews on the sign, which obviously I realized I couldn't do that with structurals. 1, because it was glitching out, and 2, well, I just couldn't. Yeah. It's actually extremely tall. Some landscaping, that way it would just kind of make it look like the crosses are actually part of this build instead of, you know, they just look like they were an afterthought, if you know what I mean. So then we have the other 2 crosses, and I feel like it looks really, really beautiful up here. Like, it looks very nice. For some reason, this green vine is like really green, which is very odd, but that's okay. Then we have some more landscaping, cactuses, cacti. We have some more trees, and that's about it for this top area. Then going back down, we have this path that leads to the tomb. So we have this big boulder right here, which I just kind of leaned up against. So along the edges of this like bowl, I kind of wanted to add a little bit more, I guess you could say, depth. So I just added like just a little bit more, and kind of, I don't know what to call this, but I did this little thing around it, and I feel like it looks very nice. And then going inside, I wanted to add a lot of greenery into it because I haven't done that in my past ones, and I feel like this, I just wanted to add more greenery. I'm really loving the landscaping and everything, so I feel like that was a good way to just add more. We also have some torches in here. I know it's not the most practical, but also I don't know what it looked like anyways, so I just put some lighting in here. And then we also have the, I'm gonna call it a bed. It's not a bed, but we have the bed here, and I put some like structurals and just like a little bit extra detail along the sides just to kind of bring it out a little bit more, make it stand out. Now, of course, we have the folded white cloth that Jesus was wrapped in, and it's pure white, beautiful. All right, so that is actually everything now. At the end of the day, when Easter is all said and done, I hope that you guys remember the true meaning of Easter behind all of the fun and exciting candy, eggs, bunnies. I hope that you guys can come back to what the true meaning of Easter is, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really did, and I love doing these videos every single year. One, I love to do it because it shows obviously the true meaning of Easter, and two, nobody actually ever does this. Nobody has ever done this on YouTube as far as I know. I'm the only one that has for the past 3 years. So if you guys do want to go watch those, you can. I think the first one that I ever did was a speed build, which is very interesting because I didn't have a mic. So it's just so amazing to me to be this far in YouTube and be able to do this build again and again and have different interpretations on it every single year, have different, like, basically a different style every single year, and to see how much my building has grown and everything. So yeah, that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. It definitely helps pushing this video out to more in the algorithm and just getting it out to more people. So I very much so appreciate that you made it to the end of the video. And if you did, make sure to comment down below. I think there's a cross emoji, so let's do that. The cross emoji if you made it to the end of the video. I will see you guys next week. Happy Easter. Bye everyone. Have a blessed day. Boom, baby, boom.